kind of like tool out the last hand. Oh my god, what am I call? 6 deuce off. Everybody needs them. Good luck, us guy. This guy's also never folding. Ace king. Hold, please. Oh my god, so many outs. Boom! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! And boom goes the dynamite. So interesting board here. Probably get some check back on a board like this, specifically being this deep and this board being so good for his range. So I'm not really looking to like bet here and then get check raised. I'd much rather see bet with a hand like Queen 7 of Diamonds here, where we have backdoor flush equity. And this hand in general is going to mix. So I think it's fine to kind of do either or. Again, being so deep with this guy, I guess I'm just going to take the more passive route and try to play small ball. And now once he checks, I think we can start betting. Again, in theory, I would assume that we can still check back here. Also, I'm going to have hands like pocket 2s. For what it's worth, I can even slow play like pocket 7s at some frequency here. So I still have really strong hands here, even after I check back. It gets really gross if I get check raised here, of course. So I definitely have to call. But this is another reason why checking on the turn would be an okay option as well. Also, when I make it a bigger size here, it makes me a little bit more nervous with him going for the big check raise. Now that we get this river, I can also have a hand like 7-5 suited I could have opened. I could have opened 6-5 suited. Ace-5 could have bet here. I could have King-5 of diamonds. So I definitely hit this river at some frequency. But this card in general is going to be much better for him than it is for us. So I actually think we just have a really easy fold here on the river. He would have to be turning a hand like 8-9 of diamonds into a bluff. Like 8-3 of diamonds, although that hand does have some showdown now, versus if I have a hand like 10-8, 9-8, stuff that might have delayed here, so I'm just going to fold. Certainly have much better hands to call down with. And again, I'm not going to give anybody credit for being able to bluff a spot like that. Actually probably get some check raise here. I expect him to c-bet this board pretty aggressively. And I in turn want to put some pressure on here myself. Just to like clear out his, let's say his king-jack offsuits, his jack-10 of spades, stuff like that. We also have like some backdoor stuff going for us too. We deny equity to a fair amount of hands. Tempted to 3-bet here. Only 28 hands, so it's kind of irrelevant information, so we're just going to call. That's a very good flop. Now, this deep, we can probably end up high-frequency check raising here. Where did they snap checks back here? Yeah, we're going to go for a block, I think. Betting big would be fine as well. But we're going to block. It's just always so weird when they snap check back on the flop. It's just like, it's very rarely like nothing. But then it could very easily be a hand like A7, pocket queen, something like that. This action we cannot fold, although I am really not happy here. We still have to call. We unblock a lot of draws here. Down this card, we might actually luck out if he has a hand like 5-4. He might just kind of knit it up here and check back. He might also give up with a hand like Ace-8 of clubs here. Maybe like 8-9 of diamonds. And if he jams, I mean, we just have the easiest fold ever. King Deuce. That is way too loose of an open. I'm going to take the passive route in spots specifically I think are played a little bit on the tighter side. And that would certainly be one of them. Oh my god. What do we want to do here? Our opponent could definitely have 7-5, pocket 7, pocket 5. She's going to have a lot of straight draws here that we unblock. Checking is definitely an option here. But checking works a lot better when your opponents are attacking your checkbacks, which I don't think most people at this stage are going to do. I think they're just going to play relatively face up. And I also like unblock a lot of straight draws he's going to have here that he might check raise pretty aggressively. Again, he can still have hands like 7-5. Obviously like pocket 5s. Okay. Yeah, obviously nothing we can do but call here. I mean, we can raise, but it would be completely idiotic. This hand needs 0 protection. Of course, he can have straight draws, but, you know, if he does have a straight draw and that happens to get there, then, you know, it just wasn't meant to be. So we're going to call one and reevaluate on the turn. We absolutely have the nuts here. Like, there's no way we have the worst hand. He never has pocket queens here. It gets kind of interesting on the turn. I mean, I think we just call down. Our hand's so strong, there's literally 0 rivers where we're going to find a fold. So I think in that case, like, let's say if he bets on the turn and I have a hand like Queen 10 of diamonds here and he bets, I would be a little bit more likely to jam that because Queen 10 of diamonds is a lot more vulnerable than a hand like pocket 10s. So yeah, we're just going to call and allow him to either value bet with worse or bluff here. It's getting real right now though, guys. That is not the river. He can certainly have 6-4. I don't see him doing this with a hand like 7-5 suited. It's nice that we block like 10x of spades, which could definitely be bluffing here. And when he checks, we almost always have the best hand here. I think a lot of times he's just going to be in a tough spot with a hand like 7-5 of clubs or like specifically like pocket 5s. Which I still think probably has a value bet here. It's very unlikely as like Jack 9, he'd probably just bet that himself. I also don't think he check raises a hand like A7 of spades. But yeah, we have to jam here. Bluffs would be like King Jack of hearts. Okay, let's go. Whew, that was an interesting river there. This guy opens, I think we have to jam, although it's kind of gross. And I actually think I'm going to trap here. If he checks back, this hand's going to play a lot better than like an ace-8 off. So I think this hand wants to do a little bit more trapping, and then ace-8 off wants to just jam a little bit more because it benefits by getting immediate folds, and he can also call with worse hands. This way we also put some stronger hands in our check back range. He's also a lot more likely to jam a hand like ace-deuce off himself rather than like a-jam and then he has to call off, although he might call those hands anyway. Also allows him to jam worse hands. And also, like, we can have ace-x on ace-high boards, like we had last time. Although we just didn't have the ace. Okay, let's go. Hold it. Hold it.
This son of a bitch all night, he chick, he trapped me.
Just calling here. See if there's any other play with this hand. It's about to get weird. And this kind of sucks, but we have to call one for sure. You can even be c-betting hands like King, Jack, King, Queen that we have dominated right now. We unblock spades. I also expect him to be pretty aggressive on this board. And now it's less likely he has an ace, which is always nice to see. Just kind of means that we probably have to call if he bets here on the turn too. We're still gonna have some ace-x ourselves. Definitely gonna have like some slow played ace-9s here. I might even have pocket 9s myself, which is kind of on the thin side. Pocket 9s might just be able to get it in free. But yeah, we have to call one more. He's gonna give up with spades on the river too. And yeah, we're definitely gonna have aces here as well. There's even a chance he could value bet like a queen 10, jack 10, trying to get protection from worse 10x or like straight draws, 9x of spades, stuff like that. And on this river, we're obviously like over it if he puts in any more money. Snap check. Bye. Yeah, nothing else. I don't think we could have done that hand. Interesting flop here. I don't know if we get the c-bet range here. He should be jamming like pocket 7s, pocket 8s here, obviously pocket queens, ace queens, stuff like that. So I don't mind just like denying equity here, specifically if we think our opponents aren't defending enough or check raising enough. So I'm just gonna bet small here. Kind of deny equity to hands we might be ahead of. Clubs is interesting. The question is, do we turn a hand to a bluff like this? I kind of feel like we just have a lot of better hands that we want to bluff here. But the point is, like, we can make an 8 or a queen fold here quite a bit. He should also have like flush draws in his range. He's not going to fold like queen next to queen with a club, an 8 with a club, 7 with a club, stuff like that. But in general, this king is just kind of good for me. I actually think I'm going to do this. Put some real pressure. Like, we can definitely get a hand like 10-7 to fold, like 10-7 of diamonds here. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, what a good and a bad flop. He should be betting his entire range here. I'm definitely going to have some ace-x in my calling range here. Yeah, good bet size. That being said, we definitely have to continue here. Hand doesn't do anything but check call. Like I said, we're going to have some slow played ace deuce, ace 3, ace 4 here, so we're not just check raising every single ace in our range. Also, a hand like ace 10 suited, I'm not quite sure. That might actually be like a trap here. Like one of our stronger hands that we flat. I think ace 10 off wants to jam it here, so we don't have that hand. Obviously, don't have pocket 10, pocket aces, stuff like that. I do like seeing that check on the turn. He is likely going to be double barreling most of his ace-x on the turn, specifically if he doesn't have a flush here, unless he's like trapping with an ace 10 or an ace 4 himself. So really what we should be doing is using a pretty big bet size here, although I'm gonna make it slightly smaller to kind of give him a better chance to hero with like king high here, or just call with like kings, queens, jacks. Also, the times he is slow playing an ace, this keeps me from losing a bunch of money here, and obviously we do want to be somewhat conservative with the way we navigate our stacks when ICM is at play here. Again, I'm definitely going to have some ace-x here. Yeah, there's zero bluffs here. There's just absolutely zero bluffs here. So we have a pretty easy fold. I don't even think he's value raising here with a 10. Again, I can easily have an ace myself, and when he just does this, I mean, this is just ace 4 all day. So nice answer. We also have a hand like pocket aces too, but it's just never a bluff. It's kind of gross because like with that action, I'm almost like never having the worst hand there. So it does really suck to get raised there, but specifically on that river, like I'll never be convinced that this guy's ever bluffing that spot. Specifically because I can absolutely have an ace there that I'm never folding, and also he's raising a size that he's giving me such a great price to call, even if I have a 10, which is probably what he's trying to do there. And he's also making it a small size because he knows he really doesn't have any bluffs there. He's trying to give me the best possible price to call. So yeah, just a bit unfortunate on that run out.
You're listening
I was gonna say, if this guy jams, it's honestly grosser than it looks. I think it would be really close. 974. And we do have a lot of chips here. We could definitely c-bet this board to put max pressure on big blind here to defend properly. Also, we can probably defend versus a check raise, unless he just like check jams or makes it an absurd size here. So yeah, we're gonna go for a bet here. I think checking would probably be reasonable as well. But I do think if he makes it like 4 bigs here, we can definitely continue. We have backdoor straights, 2 overs, backdoor flush draw. It's kind of on the bigger side here too. So this is the only thing that sucks here. And also when he makes it bigger, we block hands like, let's say Jack 8 of clubs, Jack 10 of clubs, he could be doing this with. Yeah, since he makes it a little bit bigger, I'm actually going to fold here. I also think that he's probably not check raising like enough 8-6s, 6-5s, 8-5 suited, stuff like that. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, good luck us. But these chips are going in here. We got an all in on the other table. Come on, get through. Get through. Get through. Get through. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. And this is where it's nice to have an image when people think you're opening a little aggressively. They're going to be a little bit more likely to stick it in light versus you. Pocket Kings, we are welcoming that. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Hold. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, it's nice to show a good hand finally. Even nicer to hold. Oh my god. I feel like I play good when I take shots, but in the micros, it's a donk fest, they call with any 2. Yeah, and that's often how it is. But in the long run, you're happy to have those people in the game because they're going to be making more mistakes than other players. Obviously, you're going to lose in more ridiculous ways because they're doing things they absolutely should not be doing. But in general, they're just making a ton of mistakes. So you kind of just have to be happy that you're in those games with those players because you will probably be making more good decisions and don't really let the bad beats affect you because they're just going to happen. That's just what happens when you play against worse players. So yeah, just don't worry about that stuff so much. Just worry more so about like what's within your control and properly exploiting these players as opposed to just like having your ABC strategy. Like a good way, a big way that I think I've increased my win rate is by properly exploiting not only like strong players or weak players, but stronger players as well. You know, it's very good to know GTO fundamentals, but also exploiting people is a very big part of the game as well. Now this gets sick if he jams here, mainly because this really is a call. This is a call in chip EV. But it's half of our stack. We really lose a lot of room to be able to leverage our stack here by just opening really light. This is sick. I'm gonna fold.
Tight, tight, tight.
Of course in chip EV, this is a print call. Another reason I'm gonna fold here is because I've seen very little resistance pre-flop. And if I call here and lose, I really lose a lot of that ability to be able to open wide and take down these little small pots. And of course, ICM is at play here. So even though in a chippy V format that hand is probably printing as a call, for one, his jamming range is probably going to be a little bit tighter than it normally is, and for two, it's such a bigger mistake for me to be getting in that many chips at this point in the tournament here, when I'm just like kind of like thinking I have a good hand here. So I think I'm okay with that fold. Yeah, he jams. We absolutely have to call here. And versus this, with a hand this strong, I am going to be inducing. Done this with a lot of crap so far. It's nice to actually have a hand here. This is a bit unfortunate. Not a very good board for my hand. Not the worst for my range, but he's going to have a lot of these lower cards as well. So I'm going to start with a check here. Could still check like some pocket tens here. Aces with the club. Kings with the club. Oh, this is such an interesting card. He can still absolutely have 9-8. Jack 8, Jack 9, King Jack, Queen Jack. We can probably even check call here on the turn. I guess I'm just thinking, like, do we get, how many worse hands do we get to call here? I don't think there's a ton of Ace X in his range here, so I don't necessarily think we get a lot of value from worse aces here. And I also think we can check call here on the turn. He can be bluffing with some 8X, 9X here. Even a hand like Queen 9, Queen 8, he can be bluffing with. We can also be trapping with a 9-8 ourselves. We can have a pocket 10s, pocket jacks we can be trapping with. I mean, we don't donk lead here. It's kind of interesting because he should never have ace king here. But he can have flushes. He can have 8-9. But hopefully he has jack 8. Go. And we are going to size up a little bit because of the short big blind here. Really interesting whether or not we want to bet or check here. I'd almost prefer to check with the spade, because without it, there's likely a chance that he can check jam, either like with some sort of flush draw. I'm just gonna check here. I would also check like pocket kings, maybe even a hand that doesn't need a lot of protection here, like king jack with a spade. Pretty ridiculous turn. Again, just like check shoving could be a thing here. He's gonna check jam like 4-5s. He's gonna check jam flush draws on the flop. But he's also gonna check jam kings, like king X that we are in table shape against. I'm really not thrilled to continue here, but he's gonna like definitely have some spades that he's bluffing here. We can have spades ourselves. We can have ace 4 spades. We can have ace high flushes. We can have ace king of spades. We could have checked back. And this is honestly the worst run out I've ever seen. And if he checks, I think I'm going to turn this hand into a bluff. Because I don't think that he can call with a king, no spade here. And a lot of my calling range on the turn is going to be spade oriented. I'm going to have a super easy fold if he jams, obviously. And I can also make a king fold here. I can make 5 deuce of diamonds fold, 3-5 of diamonds fold, and now we just have a very easy fold. Uh-oh. Our least favorite hand. Don't want to jinx myself. It's gonna get really, really gross if this guy jams, but I don't think I'll be able to fold. I mean, this is honestly, like, this shouldn't be this gross if this guy jams and we have 9s here. But with the stack sizes, the way they're distributed, with everybody, like so many people having 15 bigs and less, and the pay jumps being so big, if we get to the final table here. Wow, we got an all-in on the other table, ace king to ace queen. Straight on the board. Oh my god. He can jam 8s, he can jam 7s, he can jam 6s. That's why this just really sucks, because I can dominate some hands here. I just don't think we can ever fold here. This shouldn't be as close as it looks, but you know what? We are trying to win a tournament here. We have hands dominated. We're calling. Oh my god. Let's fucking go! Let's go! Oh my god. Final table time, guys. We are clear second place. I mean, this guy's kind of close. 236 million chips here, guys. Started with 150k at the beginning of this tournament. 2.3 billion chips in play. First place, $124,000. We are right now second in chips. And there's a massive gap between second place and fourth place. There's so many shorties in these pay jumps. We'll take a peek here again, just to show you guys how insane these pay jumps actually are. So again, we are 8-handed here, guaranteed just short of 10k, but we almost double on the turn what we're earning right now. I kind of haven't seen pay jumps this ridiculous for quite a while, so massive.